What's going on, friends? I never thought that I would see a day where Harley-Davidson literally got too big to the point that they almost failed. Now, Harley-Davidson is doing better. They're on the right path. They got some plans in place, but the damage has already been done. And as of right now, it's going to be a very delicate situation to wait and see what happens concerning Harley-Davidson in the next year and maybe even the next few years to come. Because the issue is Harley-Davidson literally has too many places to sell motorcycles. Harley-Davidson is one of the largest motorcycle manufacturers in the world. The name literally goes worldwide. It touches every corner of this planet. But for Harley-Davidson to actually end up in a position where they are so big, you would think that the company could never fail. Well, the company may not fail and completely disappear, but as of right now, they are still dealing with some serious issues. The current CEO is working to mitigate these things, but as we all know, they don't happen overnight, and neither did the situation that the company is in now. Now, as much as I love Harley-Davidson motorcycles, they have a serious issue, and this is a major one, because you got a problem when you got too many places to sell Harley-Davidson motorcycles and not enough customers. Guys, please don't forget, if you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already. Harley-Davidson, during 2020, they went on some golden rides when it came to 2020. Because if you think about it, back at that time, interest rates were low, there was plenty of inventory, dealerships business was actually booming back then. And the issue is that everybody tried to ride the wave of all the sales, because what else were you going to do in 2020? Everything was shut down. A lot of people, including, it doesn't matter what motorcycle manufacturer you worked for or sold, everybody had a hell of a year in 2020 because people went out and bought motorcycles. There was literally nothing else to do. Everything was closed. So if you could buy a motorcycle, you could be outside and go do whatever the hell you wanted to do. Well, Harley-Davidson really benefited from this in so many ways, with the low interest rates, having plenty of inventory, and at this point, a lot of people hadn't realized what was coming. We didn't know how long this was going to stretch. So with the low interest rates, a lot of folks that normally would have never been able to buy a Harley-Davidson were actually able to go out and afford to buy a brand new one at the time. But as we all know, when everybody did this, with the management at the time, premium brand, you can kind of start to see where this was going. They pushed a lot of dealers to upgrade their showrooms. Dealerships spent a lot of money upgrading their showrooms, their whole entire facility. Now, not only were the dealerships stuck with that cost, they were also stuck with the overhead costs of heating and cooling the dealerships at the same time. Now, as we all know, after 2020, the supply chain issues started, the interest rates rose, a lot of folks got laid off from their jobs. Things really went to shit after that. And pretty much all your Harley-Davidson dealers were left holding the bag. Now, the issue that Harley-Davidson is having right now, this is how we got here. But right now, Harley-Davidson has 650 dealerships currently in the United States, roughly. Now, the issue with that is that there are not enough customers at this current point in time buying Harley-Davidson motorcycles to support that amount of dealerships. Now, that's why you're seeing a lot of independent dealerships, which have definitely been hit the hardest. A lot of the bigger dealerships that are owned by conglomerates, they really haven't suffered as much as the independent dealers. As we've all seen, many dealers that were open for well over a century are now closed. Now, while Artie Stars does have some good plans in place by easing the requirements on the dealerships as far as maintaining their showrooms and how much inventory they have to take on, it's helping them. But the question is that help coming in time? And are most of these dealerships going to be able to hang on while Artie Stars restructures the business and tries to get these lower cost motorcycles out there and get things moving again? That is the big question. So as I mentioned, Harley-Davidson at one point in time really seemed too big to fail. And I honestly never thought in my lifetime that I would ever see Harley-Davidson in this much financial trouble. But the good news is that with the new CEO in there, he's taking a look at all this, and he's actually taking action right now as we speak and taking the steps to get things rolling. Now, while we may not see anything groundbreaking come out in January for 2026, we might start to see some serious changes start to roll out of Harley-Davidson later on in the year, and especially towards the time when we start getting the new models, some of the newer carryover models into 2027, and then the 2027 models are going to come out. What we're looking at is hopefully a little more motorcycle for your money, sold at a little bit more reasonable price. I believe the new CEO, from the things that he's talked about, is that he realizes they cannot continue on this path by trying to just sell them as a premium brand. Now, that may have worked for GixxerFoo, as I mentioned, when he first come in, and then he got a little boost during 2020 with everything being shut down and sales through the roof. Everybody benefited from that. But as we all know, when the bottom fell out, a lot of people suffered for it. Now, when it comes to motorcycles in general, Harley-Davidson has always been the go-to giant. Anybody that's ever wanted to work in the motorcycle industry at the dealership level, whether it be a mechanic, sales, parts, anything like that, my recommendation was always go to Harley-Davidson. I always felt like Harley-Davidson was invincible and absolutely worldwide, and they were just too big to fail. But we are literally seeing Harley-Davidson hit the brink. I don't think we have seen rock bottom just quite yet. They're making some strategic moves to try to free up some cash and keep things rolling. I just hope that the new CEO can get it done, and I believe he will be able to. But seeing as how we got here, that didn't happen overnight. That started in 2020, then the bottom fell out, and then one bad business decision after another. And as you all know, GixxerFoo gets to retire. As I said last year in a video, he's going to bail out with his golden parachute, and they're going to hire somebody else and leave them holding the bag and the broom and the dustpan to clean up the mess that he left in his wake. So guys, I really do need your opinions on this. Do you feel like Harley-Davidson may be lowering the price on the models a little bit, kind of restructuring their pricing tiers and maybe their model families a little? Do you think this is going to get things moving again at Harley-Davidson? A lot of people would love to own Harley-Davidsons, and the majority of folks, they normally just talk about it for a really, really long time and never really get it done because they just can't get past the price, which is completely understandable in the state of way that things are. The furthest thing from everybody's mind is a $20,000 to $30,000 motorcycle. But hopefully, with lower pricing tiers and some tweaks to the models, we're going to see some changes coming. But let me know if you think lowering the price on the bikes is the absolute answer to fixing the company. But anyhow, guys, that's all I've got for you this week. If you guys enjoyed the video, please don't forget to hit that like button and consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't done so already. But until next week, guys, you stay safe on the streets, ride smart, dodge those cars. I'll catch you guys back here next week with a brand new video. Thanks for watching.